Welcome to the Fuakata podcast, talking about life, art, and invulnerability, from comics to politics to philosophy. Just because a guy makes comics doesn't mean he can't kick some ass. Nothing is off limits. Here is your host, Juan Navarro.
I'm 50. I kick, I dance, and I'm 50. Welcome to episode 50, guys. I want to say it's a long road, but it's not that bad. I have Luna in the background. If you hear heavy breathing, it's not me. Not regularly. She's being a good girl. Who's being a good girl? You a good girl? She is not good at catching cookies, I swear. I don't have a catching dog. She's a good running dog. She's a good guard dog. She makes sure the birds don't touch the pool, and that's for sure. I just wish you would distinguish between bees, hummingbirds, and birds, because she chases the hummingbirds away, so that's a problem. But yeah, 50 episodes. It just reminded me of that Saturday Night Live skit. Man, I forgot her name. She was super awesome on it. But she did that whole thing about, I'm 50. And 50 episodes in, it's weird because I've done so many podcasts on my own. I really think this is like 200 because I've restarted and started so many times, including if you wanted to throw in the ones I used to do with Chris Guillen, this could easily be like 200, 250 or something like that. But it's 50 of these. And so to me, that's worthwhile. 50 of these episodes. Now, this is actually my second take on it. My third take, I think. Because the first one, I think I was just so bitchy and complaining. And the second one, I was so low energy. But I had to take a poop. So I think that was the problem. I took a poop and now I feel a lot better. And I mainly come back to the same thing. I think I've talked about this before. But it's worth repeating, damn it. This time from a different angle. I had a couple opportunities that came up this week, this month really, and I had to prioritize. There was a couple of things I just had to I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's all it comes down to. Sometimes you can sit there and be like, fuck, but the opportunity, or fuck, and you can try to do it all, but then if you do it all badly, how good was it? Not that fucking good. So I had to say no to some opportunities, and it wasn't anything big. But I hated the fact that some of me informed that decision with a really ridiculous premise. And so I had to reanalyze. And it's the whole idea of been there, done that. Now, not saying I'm big time, but I did a lot. I did a lot in my comic career, and I did a lot owning a comic book shop. I did a lot traveling. I've done a lot. I got to do a lot. So it's fucking cool, But what happens is that you can get in this little fucking mental circle jerk of been there, done that. I've been there, I've done that. I already did it. Why should I do it again? Blah, blah, blah. And what you fuck up on is that you're not having the opportunities. You're not having the opportunities come up, and opportunities come in so many shapes and forms. I don't think you ever get to a point where you're so wise and mighty that you can recognize all of them. There's some are good, some are bad, obviously. There's some stuff that you can go and say, okay, this is shit, don't do it, blah, blah, blah. There's a waste of time, blah, 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 this and that. And other times, it's of service. You need to do it because you should be of service to something other than yourself. So, yeah. That's what I'm coming down to. Because as we get older, we get into this weird sort of thing where our brain, we're so wise and everything. It reminds me of, my friend used to have this saying that I think his mom said or his grandmother, and it's like, más sabe el diablo por viejo que es el diablo. The devil knows more for being old than by being the devil. In other words, the experience is everything. But you have to question your experiences and you're set. Sometimes what happens in your 20s and what happens in your 30s and so on isn't what's going to happen now. It doesn't always repeat itself. Again, I say this with a bit of hesitancy because, like, yeah, obviously there's some shit there are. Well, when you take a plunge, when you go in and you jump off that cliff and you decide to take a chance on something, don't damn yourself so much if it blows up in your face or if it doesn't work as you thought it would work. Mainly because you took the opportunity. And that's where I'm coming from in all this. The same way of going to the podcast and doing everything that's going on now. I am hitting a bit of a wall. I do feel, man, do I ever feel like the old man, like, oh, here's the old guy trying to do it again. I do feel that sometimes because I'm not hip, I'm not cool, it's not 2008 anymore. It's not 2004, it's not 2000 where I had great successes. It's like, man, this is hard. And some of it is because the landscapes have changed so much. But the other part of it is when you're doing shitty, don't think that you are shitty. Think about how shitty the times are. Like, I've had to pull back myself on comics and stuff like that. I'm not buying as much as I used to. I'm not exploring as much. I went for broke on a couple of things on Kickstarter recently. I did fucking spend money I didn't have on Steve Bissett's Tyrant and Mateo Scalera's Fourth Father, and I was like, I want this. I really do. I don't want to miss out on these opportunities. And there's other stuff that I have or things that I kept that I'm like, I love them so much. Hey, what the hell? I'm looking for them now. Like, looking for certain books, and I'm like, hey, I don't see them up there. I gotta make sure I have them. But like the TMNT Other Strangeness, I invested in that like years back. Now 2 or 3 years back now. Finally got them. They were worth it because they charged me. They gave me something. But when you ask for other people to give a chance to something that you're doing, and you're looking to do a chance at something, you got to recognize the landscape you're in. It's like anything else. Like if you're a hot dog vendor and you put yourself in front of a fucking McDonald's, how fucking hard is it going to be to sell hot dogs compared to McDonald's? They can drive through. Everybody knows what they taste like and everything else. And there are going to be those that say, I want something original, something that tastes different, something that's good. I'm going to go to this hot dog fucking vendor instead. How hard is that going to happen? And also, there's never underestimate and never overestimate your audience. No one says never overestimate your audience. A lot of people are fucking stupid, man. A lot of people, not saying that what I do is so genius and so great. But there are a lot of people, going back to that analogy of McDonald's, that if it ain't Spider-Man, it ain't Batman, they ain't gonna fucking read it. You tell people about reading comics online or downloading a digital comic, or they'll look at you like you're fucking cuckoo bananas. So then, what do you have in front of you? And it's just, again, take the chance, do the opportunity. It's the same way I'm doing this with the podcast. I'm doing this with the Substack now. I said, all right, no, I'm going to concentrate on the Substack. I'm going to do this. And it's funny because you end up coming back to the thing that you fucking originally set out. Like, I go back to 2008 and my biggest gripe was, man, I want one website with all my shit on it. That's what I really wanted. I wanted just like, I had zombieyears.com and I was like, all right, I'm going to have zombie years, but I want, juannavarro.com or thisisjuan.com. This is what my former .coms that I had, and just have all my shit on there. And so people put in my name, or they look at it, and that's what fuagata.com was. And that's what essentially I want to do later on with the Substack. I wanted to do it like if I had one subscriber that subscribed at the $50, $100 level, I was going to take that directly and just put it towards that, and then pay the $50 and make it fuagata.com and make everything one thing, and everything off of the Substack. And I think I'm still going to pull that trigger. But right now, I'm getting my master's degree. I'm finishing up Fuagata issue 4. I'm working on Fugly. I have a bunch of stuff going on. Working on Dragon Breath. I'm working on another writing project that I just started, which is coming along really fucking cool. That's going to be for next year. I'm going to take my time on that one. But either way, these are the things that I'm telling you. Sometimes you can sit there and your little big old brain is going to say X. And you have to figure out, is this my brain just trying to keep me from fucking up and surviving? Or is this really helping me? And you have to really figure it out. They say, trust your gut. Obviously, if something's screaming at you, this is shit, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. But when you're iffy about it, and like I was, then yeah, you gotta configure something else. You gotta throw yourself at people sometimes. I think it's funny. I think as I'm getting older, I don't know if I'm losing confidence in myself or better, I'm losing confidence in people. And that's a fucker, man. That's a fucker because I think it's a mix of both, a little column A, a little column B. But sometimes I talk to people or look at them and I'm just like, fuck this. This guy's so mediocre. This chick is so full of shit. And these people are not fucking... And I just don't want to do shit. And I just go back to my huddle and I say I want to just go back to it. And it's not necessarily what you should do. You should take the chance. You should see the thing. You should go to the thing. You should push the thing. And that's what I'm trying to do now. And I know it's a different landscape, so that's how come I'm changing it. I think that's the reason why I'm more on the web comics and digital comics for now, because like going to a con, I had an opportunity to maybe do one here, and I just didn't push it farther than I did because do I want to go to another autograph show? Like, I know shows like in Albuquerque, and I know shows here in El Paso and some in Tucson, and I thought about it. I'm like, what's stopping you from doing it? But I did Albuquerque one year, and I was really kind of pissed. I was kind of like, I didn't do horrible. I did well. I did good, decent. But I wasn't fucking happy with it. Because it was just the same thing that got me out of doing some cons before. Before I had the excuse, I had the comic shop, I was busy, I was this. But when I would do New York Comic Con, Chicago, C2E2, these big shows, I had such a great time and such a great audience. And now the audience is, again, don't overestimate your audience. Something, and I don't blame people, I'm just whatever. But some people are just there to take pictures of fucking cosplayers, get that autograph from somebody from Firefly or some shit, and then and so here comes me, unknown, nobody knows shit, and unless I have a fucking Hulk on my banner or a Batman, that's the only way they're gonna know my work. And I want to break that. I want to get past that and do my own shit, and that's what I'm gonna do. But just be very careful, because just like I went through, that was a week of thinking right there as I was thinking about everything that's going on. So be careful with been there, done that, because maybe you need to be there and do that again. And that, that's what I want to leave you with this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. 50 fucking episodes. I'm pretty happy. If you can, spread the word. Tell people about this podcast. Tell people about Fuakada.com. Tell people about this guy who's making comics and podcasts and all this other shit and blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of a cool dude. And hopefully, I'll see you out there. And if you dig it, hit a comment. Tell me what's up. Send me an email. I don't fucking care. I'm super open for communication. I'm just a hermit in my own comic book cave doing my thing. So, maybe, and we all are. So maybe just on occasion, say hi. And most of all, be good.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode and want more inspiration, insights, and updates, head over to fuakata.com. It's your one-stop hub for my art, comics, and everything creative. Let's keep building those big dreams, one small step at a time. You can also support the podcast on Patreon and/or Substack. See you there.